What's up? It's Kate, and today we're going to be talking about cover letters. Now, in complete honesty, I am not a big fan of them. I feel like I've written way too many in my lifetime, and it's probably not even that many. But I do understand their importance. One, they serve as writing samples so that people can see how you are as a written communicator and what your writing style is. Two, they show demonstrated interest. So are you willing to take the time to actually write out this cover letter for them? And three, they are good ways to filter out if this job application has a lot of candidates, or if they're a smaller company and they actually read them and they want to actually get to know you as a candidate before inviting you to interview. In understanding why they matter, obviously it's important to understand what they are and what is in them. So first, looking at what they are, cover letters are like a written introduction. You can kind of think of them as a written elevator pitch. And they're always submitted with a resume, but resumes aren't always submitted with cover letters. And a lot of times the job application will say cover letter is optional. And when this happens, 9 times out of 10, it is not actually optional. They want to see, are you willing to take the time to write out this cover letter? But if you can, I definitely recommend reaching out to someone at that company, seeing if they are optional or not, because I do know that there have been companies that they genuinely are optional because they don't really look at them, and thus it doesn't matter if you submit one or not. So if you can save the time by asking someone if they are truly optional or not, then definitely take advantage of your network and do that. As for what is in a cover letter, you're going to have 4 main parts of your framework. 1, you're going to have a business header. 2, your opening paragraph. 3, your body paragraph. And 4, your closing paragraph. So for that business header, sometimes this could include the company name and address in the top corner, or it might just be your greeting line. So if you do know who specifically you're addressing this cover letter to, definitely include that. And if not, just do a basic "to whom this may concern" or "dear recruiting team." Anything like that works great for opening the cover letter. So for the opening paragraph, this is going to talk about why you're applying and where you saw the job posting and heard about this position. And for the why you are applying, what I like to do is go to the company website, look at their about section, and figure out what are their values, what do I resonate with. If you have a very specific reason why you're applying, because maybe this is your dream role or something like that, then definitely do a concise 1-sentence explanation of why it is that you're actually applying. Also be sure to specify what role you are applying for, just in order for whoever's reading the cover letter to reorient themselves with you and your application. And then for the body paragraph, this is arguably the most important paragraph. You are going to talk about why you think you're a good fit for this role, what the specific qualifications are that make you a good fit, and follow that up with relevant experiences that you have as supporting evidence. And then for the closing paragraph, this is going to reference the enclosed resume that you have within your application, just so that they can look at that as well, and then also indicate your desire for an interview and include something that encourages them to respond to you, along with your contact information so that they know how to reach out. Obviously, when touching on what is in a cover letter, it doesn't really feel like these are reusable. So just as some tips on how to create a more reusable cover letter, for your opening paragraph that just talks about why you're applying and where you heard of this, you can kind of use the same sentence structure so that you don't have to worry about how you're phrasing things every time, even though this is something that you are going to fill out according to where you actually heard that position and why you're applying to that specific company. And then for your body paragraph, this has all of your qualifications. So take some time to think about the qualifications that you feel are your strongest. What are the ones that if you were asked in an interview, what are your 3 biggest strengths, you would always go to? Because a lot of times in job descriptions, they will have keywords on what are some qualifications. So do you need to be a leader, a good communicator, different things like that, that tend to show up in a lot of job descriptions, but maybe in different forms. And obviously in a cover letter, you want to make sure that you are tailoring your entire cover letter to fit a lot of the job description. So using Control F to find the different keywords. And so with that, you can change out different qualifications to better match that job description, such as if you talk about how you are a leader, maybe they're looking for mentors, and so you can switch out leader for mentor, and you're still talking about something that you find to be one of your biggest strengths, but you're just phrasing it in a little bit of a different way. And that way you have a basic template that has all of your different strengths, and you can just kind of pick and choose based off of that. I also recommend putting all of your different cover letters into one just consistent document so that you can copy and paste your qualifications in that body paragraph, kind of picking 2 or 3 according to that specific role, and you don't have to rewrite it every single time. Just for some general rules, one super basic, but use professional contact information. So if you have an email that you used a long time ago, try and just make a quick Gmail that just has your name so that they're not following up with puppylover123 at Gmail or at Yahoo or anything like that. So just make a quick new Gmail, it's free, and you can use that for all of your applications. Also, as I've kind of already touched on, you want to tailor this cover letter to fit that application. So go through the job description, look at keywords that they use or different trends that you see in terms of they're looking for someone who's really good with data. And then Control F in your cover letter, do you talk about data or analysis or anything like that? And if you don't, find words that you can switch out to better fit the job description. You want to make sure that you are concise. This is not meant to be any more than 1 page with 12-point font. You can do as small as 10-point font, but I do not recommend, especially as you might think you are and how many amazing experiences you want to highlight. It probably will not be read if it's too long and the person doesn't really have time. They want to see that you can be concise and still get to the point, because that also might be required in the job in terms of being able to write succinctly. Also make sure that you're submitting PDF version unless otherwise specified, and that you're proofreading so that there's no grammatical errors or anything like that, punctuation, because that will eliminate you faster than anything, because that shows that you don't take the time to actually reread the things that you submit and you care enough to make sure that it is good to go before you complete your application. And then finally, you just want to be honest. Yes, some people pad their resume, they pad their cover letter, but at the end of the day, if you think about it from like a relationship perspective, you're investing in something for a long time. So you want to make sure that you are the most authentic version of yourself so that you can be as authentic as possible at work, and that you're not setting yourself up for failure in your interview if you mention something in your cover letter that you're not actually able to follow up with really clear evidence if asked a bunch of follow-up questions in your interview. I hope that was helpful, and if you have other ideas of things that you'd like me to touch on or things to follow up on in future videos, be sure to comment below, and also make sure to like and subscribe. It means so much to me, and good luck on your cover letter writing, and thank you so much for watching. Bye guys.